The past isn't a straight line. It's a labyrinth of shadows, ironies, and the occasional terrifying descent into madness. Welcome to History Haze, where we peer through the fog at the moments that defy logic and change the world forever. In 1837, the city of Canton wasn't just a trading port, it was a pressure cooker. The air was a suffocating mix of salt, cheap tea, and the heavy, sweet rot of opium. In the center of this chaos sat a man named Hong Xiu-Quan. He wasn't a warrior, he wasn't a prince, he was a student, a brilliant son of a poor farming family who carried the weight of his entire village on his shoulders. But that weight was about to crush him. Hong had just failed the imperial examinations for the third time. In the Qing dynasty, to fail the exams was to be a ghost while you were still breathing. It was a societal death sentence. Hong walked home in a daze, the faces of the crowds blurring into a gray smear. When he reached his village, his body simply gave up. He collapsed. For 40 days, Hong vanished into a fever so deep, so violent, that his family began to prepare his shroud. But while his body lay cold and sweating on a floor mat, his mind was traveling. He claimed he was taken to a palace of blinding light. He met an old man with a golden beard, a figure of terrifying authority, who handed him a sword and commanded him to purge the world of demons. Beside him stood a middle-aged man, a brother, who guided him through the celestial halls. When the haze of the fever finally lifted, the man who stood up was not the student who had collapsed. The village scholar was gone. In his place was something else. For 6 years, he lived in a quiet, simmering silence until he stumbled upon a forgotten book, a collection of Christian tracts given to him by a street preacher years before. As he read the translated words, the gears of his madness finally found their teeth. The golden-bearded man, that was God. The guiding brother, that was Jesus Christ. And Hong? He looked at his own reflection and saw the second son, the younger brother of the Messiah, sent to cleanse China of the demon Qing rulers. He didn't just start a religion, he ignited a revolution of the desperate. He moved through the countryside like a shadow, gathering the poor, the starving, and the broken. He told them their poverty wasn't a fate, it was a test. He called his movement the Heavenly Kingdom of Great Peace. But the peace Hong promised was forged in iron and blood. What followed was a scorched earth crusade that lasted 14 years. Hong's God worshippers marched across China like a tidal wave of fire, growing into an army of over 1 million fanatics. They captured Nanjing, turning the ancient city into a new Jerusalem, where men and women were strictly separated, and the use of alcohol, tobacco, or opium was met with the edge of a blade. This wasn't a rebellion. It was an apocalypse. From the peaks of the mountains to the Yangtze River, the land was choked with the haze of burning villages. By the time the dream finally ended in 1864, the younger brother of Jesus was dead, reportedly consuming poison as his heavenly capital fell to pieces around him. The cost of his 40-day fever? 20 million lives. Some historians say 30 million. Entire provinces were silenced. Hong Xiu-Quan fell into a dream and woke up a king. He closed his eyes and saw heaven, but when he opened them, he had created a hell on earth that the world had never seen before and rarely has seen since. In the history of the world, there is no haze thicker or more bloody than the one that clouded the mind of the man who thought he was a god. One man's collapse, one nation's tragedy. If you want to keep exploring the unhinged and ironic corners of our past, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. If you enjoyed this journey through the haze, leave a like and let us know in the comments what's the most unhinged historical fact you've ever heard. Thanks for watching History Haze. Until next time, stay curious and watch out for the fog.